So the Eagles finally make the move we've all been waiting for forever. They got a new punter. And Avonte Maddox, well, it looks like his season is done. And am I wrong? Am I wrong for not kissing the Cowboys' butt? Hell no, because to me, Dallas still stinks. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So we got some Eagles breaking news happening right now. It looks like Avonte Maddox's season is done. No surprise to any of us. And finally, national holiday, finally. Breaking news on every channel. The Eagles have had enough of Aaron, the air punter, Sippos. He is finally gone. Thank God. Let's have a holiday, a national holiday, because he is finally gone. And people trying to tell me it is time to bend the knee. It is time after just 2 weeks to bend the knee to the Dallas Cowboys, who beat the Jets and Pro Hall of Famer backup quarterback Zach Wilson. We're supposed to bend the knee to that. Well, I say never. I say never. I'm not buying the Dallas Cowboys. But before we get into all of it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. If you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support you give to me. It truly means a lot. Now listen, yesterday was an interesting day in the NFL. Week 2, the Eagles sat back. We won on Thursday. We had nothing to worry about. And we sat back and we watched the games. And really, as regard to the NFC East, it wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day for us. Dallas won. They beat Hall of Fame backup quarterback Zach Wilson. And then you had the Giants came back against Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon is a bum. He's a bum. Of course, his teams give up leads in the fourth quarter. No shocker there. I mean, listen, if the Eagles still had Jonathan Gannon, I truly believe this in my heart, that we would be 0-2 right now. He would have blown both those leads because, we almost blew them already. But with him, it would have been checkmate, okay? The guy's blowing leads every week. He blew a lead versus Washington. He already blew a lead against the Giants. It was horrible. But you got to give the Giants credit for coming back. I don't want to take anything away from them, even though I can't stand Jonathan Gannon. And then you have Washington come back in Denver. Denver stinks. And then Dallas, like I said, they beat Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame backup quarterback Zach Wilson, greatest backup ever to play in the National Football League. So it is what it is. Interesting day. We'll talk a little more about what I think about the division and what it means in a second, but we got to get to some things here. First thing, the Eagles are signing punter Braden Mann. Pound Eagles are signing former Pound Steelers and Pound Jets punter Braden Mann to their practice squad. A source said he worked out for the Eagles recently. This means Aaron Sippos is sayonara. He's gone. See you later. Wouldn't want to be ya. He is gone, and I think that's great news because Sippos stinks. He was horrible Thursday, and I just think that you need a new punter. You need a change. The Eagles need to do something about special teams. Well, I would say right now the two biggest concerns that I have for the Eagles are the middle of the field with the linebackers and the safety, and then the special teams unit as a whole. Not just your punter, but I thought Britton Covey, crash test Covey, with that fumble was very dangerous. I think they need a new returner too. So I'm glad that this kid Mann's coming in. We'll see what he's going to do. I'm sure they're going to bring him up 3 times to see if they like him. Wonder if they'll work out more punters, and we'll find out. Hopefully, and I'm sure he'll be an improvement over Aaron Sippos. But, it was just time. It had to be done. So a great move by the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, some bad news. This is expected. We thought this was going to happen, but John Clark's reporting this. Sources confirm Avonte Maddox will have surgery on his torn pec and could miss the rest of the season, at Rap Sheet reported. He's going to miss. I can't see a situation in which he's coming back. Maybe if you get deep into January, February, maybe he could come back then. I don't know. But we're losing Avonte Maddox, and I think this compounds the problem that I talked about earlier being my number one concern. I'm worried about the depth at linebacker. I'm worried about the linebacking core as a whole, especially in the passing game. And I'm worried about the safety position as a whole. Now you got to throw in your slot corner, and we're going to see what the Eagles are going to do. If you remember in training camp, I wonder if the Eagles were worried about Avonte Maddox staying healthy because they were cross-training Bradbury to play slot. And we'll see if they use him there at times. Nick Sirianni, in his press conference just got over a little while ago, was saying that he's very comfortable with the players they have, the Mario Goodriches, Eli Ricks, the guys that they have that could fill in. Now remember, we're also down Zeke McPherson. He got hurt in preseason, so I wonder, it's very easy to go out there and say, yeah, we're comfortable. We're comfortable with, the slot corners we have. But, I mean, he kind of has to say that, does he not? I wonder if the Eagles will look to bring somebody out or somebody in. I know Bradley Roby, I heard, is still available. He's somebody they could look to. We're going to see. I think right now, knowing the Eagles and knowing Howie Roseman, I believe there's about a 70 to 80% chance that by the trade deadline, they'll bring somebody in, whether it's a linebacker, safety, another corner. They'll bring somebody in and they'll try to get that fixed because I think it's an area of concern. I really do. A lot of talk about, Budda Baker. He's a healthy scratch, or what's going on with him. Are the Cardinals going to trade him? I have no idea. I have no idea, but I'm not expecting it. If I'm the Eagles, what I would do is I would go into Monday night's game against Tampa Bay, which the Eagles, by the way, they're 6.5-point favorites right now. I kind of hate that number. I don't like when it's like 5 to 6.5. I don't like that. I think that's a sucker number. I like if it was 7, I feel more comfortable. So to me, I think this could be a tighter game, or at least Vegas thinks this is going to be a tighter game than maybe it will be. So I'm not sure what the Eagles are going to do in terms of bringing somebody in, but as for this week going up against the Buccaneers, you're not going to be able to bring somebody from the outside in. So we're going to have to depend on guys like Mario Goodrich. Maybe they let Eli Ricks go. Maybe they put Bradbury in the slot. We'll have to see. Hopefully we get Blankenship back and we get some guys healthy. That will go a long way. And I also think it's time to just put Sidney Brown in there. Let him play. Let's see what he can do. Let him get experience and get reps in, because I do think he could be a solution to the safety spot. A lot of people talk about, you're going to miss Hargrave. You're going to miss Hargrave. Well, I don't think the Eagles have missed Javon Hargrave at all because of Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. But I do think they have missed C.J. Gardner-Johnson, okay? I definitely think we have missed C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the reason I say Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, I mean, those guys have been unbelievable so far. Jordan Davis is an absolute stud. Anybody that thought he wasn't going to be able to play or he couldn't play third downs, they're learning the hard way. That's not the case. Guy has 1.5 sacks. He's in on third downs, and he's playing really, really good. Jalen Carter, same situation. NFL Rookie Watch wrote this about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter through two games has been a nightmare for opposing offensive lines. Carter is now up to 11 pressures, 10 hurries, and a sack, and has played in less than 50% of the Eagles' snaps. This puts Carter on a pace for 93.5 pressures, 85 hurries, and 8.5 sacks. For reference, Chris Jones, the Chiefs' defensive tackle, had 97 pressures and 63 hurries last season. Crazy to think that 8 players were taken ahead of this guy. And that's why I said, I mean, we talked about the draft. There were 3 guys you had to end up with if you were the Eagles. Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, or Bijan Robinson. You needed one of those guys. Thank God they got one of them in Jalen Carter. Worked out for the Eagles. But I don't think the Eagles miss Hargrave. I think they miss C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So we're going to have to see what they're going to do there. I say play Sidney Brown. Let's see what he can do. The other thing I want to talk about really quick is the Dallas Cowboys. I cannot tell you how many DMs I got yesterday, how many people posted things. I saw articles on Bleeding Green Nation and other places. I see people making videos. The Dallas Cowboys are for real. The Dallas Cowboys are for real. Oh, we got to bend the knee. They beat Hall of Fame backup quarterback Zach Wilson yesterday. Let me tell you something. I'm not buying the Dallas Cowboys yet. Okay, and I'm not saying that they don't have a good team. They do. I think they have top three team in the conference. Them, the Niners, and the Eagles. I think the Lions lose pace yesterday because they blew it. So you have to say the top three teams in the conference: the Eagles, Niners, and the Cowboys. But come on. I mean, how many years in a row are we going to do this with the Cowboys? How many years have we watched that every September, October, they're the real deal. The Cowboys are back. How about them boys? How many times are we going to watch it only to see them completely collapse in December? All right, I'm not flipping out. I'm not worried about Dallas. Do they look good the first 2 weeks? Yeah, they do. They beat a New York Giants team that couldn't pick their nose for the first 6 quarters. Didn't know where the hell they were. And then they beat a Jets team with no quarterback. No Aaron Rodgers. You can't tell me if Aaron Rodgers don't play in that game, it's a completely different game. Matter of fact, if Sauce Gardner just picked sixes that ball yesterday, it's a completely different game. And I don't want to hear, oh, Jets got a great defense. They got great defense. Great defenses don't drop pick sixes. All right, I think New England's defense has played better the first 2 weeks than the Jets. The Jets, and it's not all their defense's fault. When you don't have a quarterback and your offense can't stay on the field and you can't keep drives going, then your defense is going to tire out. So, listen, Dallas is good so far. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stop the trolling for a second. Dallas is good. They're good, but we already knew they were pretty good. We don't know how they're going to play in December. That's the whole key for Dallas. It's like remember back in the McNabb era with Andy, and every year we would go to the NFC Championship game, and it felt like the whole year didn't really start for the Eagles until the playoffs, until they got the NFC Championship game. Can they get over the hump? Can they get over the hump? I think the same thing for the Dallas Cowboys. Can the Dallas Cowboys be playing good in December and in January? Because they've played a lot of good ball early in the seasons. I've seen them build up big records only to collapse later on. So, we'll see what the Cowboys are. I had an absolute blast yesterday, by the way, streaming that Cowboys game. It was fun, and I want to thank everybody who joined me, especially you Cowboy fans. Thank you for putting up with me. I was trolling your ass. We were being sarcastic. It was a lot of fun, and I had a blast, and we're going to do it again. But, to the Eagle fans out there that are worried about Dallas right now, I'm not worried. I don't worry about Dallas until December. When we get into December, and if they're blowing teams out and they're playing amazing, I'll say, okay, we got a problem here. It's going to be tough. But right now, come on. They beat a team. The Giants didn't even know who the hell they were. The Giants, did you see how the Giants looked the first half versus the Cardinals? It took the Giants till the second half to kind of find themselves. And then the Jets without a starting quarterback. Now they're going to play Arizona. They're 13.5-point favorites. Big deal. Let's see how they look when they got to play. Let's see how they look when they play the 49ers. Or let's see how they look when they play the Eagles. Let's see how they look in December and January. And Cowboy fans can get offended by that, but I'm just being honest. I'm keeping it absolutely 1,000% real. I'm not bending no knee in September. Let's see how you look in December. If you're a Cowboy fan and you can't admit that it's how you guys finish, not how you guys start, then you're already lost. That's what I say. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Oh, by the way, I may or may not be streaming tonight, one of tonight's games. It just depends when I get home or not. And so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. With that said, peace. I got to tell you this. I don't know who gives the Cowboys bigger breaks, the NFL or Madden football. I'm dead serious. I got to play the Cowboys. I'm playing a franchise mode year one. I'm in a divisional round of the playoffs. I have a 12-5 record. The Cowboys have a 12-5 record, right? Every time I play this team, I'm up by like 21 points in the fourth quarter, and then all this weird stuff starts happening when I play the Dallas Cowboys to give them an opportunity to come back. They get all the breaks in the game. They get all the breaks. Yesterday, it's like, dude, come on. I mean, there are other teams in the league. You can't call it fair. I'd love to see them actually call penalties on the Dallas Cowboys, whether it's in real life or whether it's the game. Denzel Washington, out.